Tremulok. Greetings, Dovahkiin. Welcome to the show. I'm continuing my series today of going through the different attributes of the Elder Scrolls Legends, and today I've built an agility deck. And one of the themes that is available within agility are goblins. Goblins, going through lore, you'll find to be an aggressive species willing to do just about anything, even if it's completely crazy. Trying to keep with my theme also of keeping the deck in low cost, I've only placed 2 legendary creatures into the deck. The first is one of the very powerful goblins available, Tazcad the Packmaster, who comes down for 9 magicka as a 6/6 with breakthrough and charge. And just because that wasn't enough, when he dies, we get a 4/4 to replace him. The other one that I also highly recommend crafting is Ungolem the Listener, who is a 1-drop 1/1 who shuffles 3 Brotherhood Assassins into the deck that are 3/3 lethal creatures for just 1 mana, and when you summon them, they draw you another card. So they're basically immediately replaced 3/3 with lethal. Very cool. And the goblins themselves pretty much power themselves. One note of very importance is the Murkwater Skirmisher, who gives all of my other goblins +2/+2 when I bring him down. Super important there to be able to do that. As with the other attributes that I've been demonstrating, I'm going to go ahead and play 2 games with this so that I can point out some of the strengths as I go through. If things go well, these probably won't be very long games. This deck is if it is working correctly, is going to be very aggressive. I don't have a whole lot of tricks up my sleeve other than the shout to give creatures -1/-1 and curses, which basically means that if I can't get in there for fast damage and just take my opponent out right off the bat, I'm probably not going to win this game. And that's a much better start. Always love seeing Ungolem right in the opening hand. Let's just shuffle those 3 Brotherhood Assassins straight into the deck right off the bat. I mean, I'm bringing him down onto this side of the field, not because I'm really expecting him to live, but because I want to keep this side of the field open for the more powerful creature. Also worth noticing is that I didn't attack here, because now I'm forcing him to spend this turn attacking that instead of just going straight at me. And now I can bring down a creature with guard in order to stop that unit from hitting me again. Daring Cutpurses are one of those creatures that you need to be able to answer right off the bat, or they can and will just run away with things. Because every time this Daring Cutpurse pilfers or attacks straight at him, it's getting bigger. I'm actually not really running into a whole lot of my goblins. However, I am achieving my main objective of just keeping a board presence up and charging straight at him. All the funny things to silence. may have actually been a little bit of a misplay. I could have just gone for a finish off right there. That is a serious threat. I would love to be able to just take this right out immediately before he could gain 5 health back. But it doesn't look like that's going to be possible. I'm quickly running out of cards. Opponent appears to be hesitating here. I'm not sure why. Yeah, that's a problem. Good for him, bad for me. The last thing I really want to see him doing is gaining health back. At long last. One of me goblin friends. Piercing javelin. That was unfortunate. Another finish off. Not really what I wanted to be drawing there. So now I'm pretty much in real trouble. He's got guards on both sides of the field, and I have no cards in my hand. I didn't play that Murkwater Witch there because there really isn't any advantage to doing it. Prophecies can always help recover from a losing situation. Oh goody, this guy's just got all the answers. Oldavig. Yeah, I think that's game. Well, that was the end of game 1. I'm going to give this one more game and see if I can't do a little bit better. Very important defining part, in my opinion, of the Elder Scrolls Legends is the drain keyword, and the fact that there are ways of recovering from what might have otherwise been a losing situation to an extremely aggressive deck. The deck that I'm playing right now, of course, is largely just for demonstration purposes and the idea of showing off some of the advantages and disadvantages, hopefully more on the advantage side of thing, of what is in an agility deck. I'm not running with a lot of the cards that might actually help this become really strong. But I do still have some faith in its ability to put on at least a decent show. Getting Ungol the Listener out again on turn 1, super cool. Of course, last game I never actually got any of his Brotherhood assassins onto the field. A little disappointing. Cracking some magic off the ring. Ooh. I like seeing that guy show up. Changes how I'm going to be playing things just a little bit. Now I want to bring these witches out so that I can give them a boost. Alright, so now's when the fun begins. Ooh, I could wait another turn, but I think I'm just going to bring this out now. So I need something to get over that. Ooh, seem to have tripped a prophecy. Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt number 2. Ice storm. That's a problem. Murkwater Goblins. 0 cost goblin. Gets +2/+0 on my turn only. Also gets executed, apparently. Another execute. Looking back on this deck, some ways of drawing more cards would definitely have been a large advantage. However, I wanted to run off of the just raw Goblin theme, just to see what it could do. Not a whole lot, apparently, but that's okay. Not a lot of point of bringing that out when there aren't any other goblins on the field. Okay, there's one of my Brotherhood assassins. And a Goblin Skulk. If I can get that through, that would be a super advantage. I can start drawing some of the curses. The other goblins, I've got 6 total 0 drops cards in here. All with the idea in mind of being able to pilfer them off of the Goblin Skulk. But that's an Udoving. Here's a nice trick. That actually considers it to makes it considered to be wounded. And down it goes. Unfortunately, that cost me 4 cards to do that. The 2 that I had on the field, plus the 2 more out of my hand. Losing card advantage in this situation is not healthy, as my opponent has effectively neutralized my initial offense, and now I'm basically just sort of top decking. Expecting a Manticora here. Doesn't look like it's coming though. That was a lot of removal. And that was the 3rd level of the Shout, which gave all of my opponent's field -2, -2. There's that Manticora. Once again, healthy tactic. I'm forcing him to attack into this rather than just doing him the favor. Not very useful in this particular situation, but in a more intensive game, forcing him to take this out and buying that turn could mean winning and losing. I'm effectively expecting this game to be over on the next turn. I don't really see any way of winning at this point, especially now with that 5/5 having come out. And there's really no reason to try and continue this. I will give my opponent the satisfaction of finishing me off. All right, that was a Goblin deck. didn't do so well, but it did do some things. Thank you for turning in, and I hope you all will come and watch my next show.